What is going on, everyone? This is Sheets, and we're going to be doing a lineup build for today's MLB DK main slate. So, welcome to the MLB season, where every site has their own rules. Where we have a main slate on DraftKings at 1 p.m., and then you have a main slate on FanDuel at 7:45, and then a night slate on DraftKings at 9:45. That is the way it is with the MLB. This being Good Friday, market's closed, so I do have a little bit of time to spend going over some stuff. So we may as well try this. Again, very rare I'll do this during the day, but we'll take a shot. So first of all, we have to brag just a little bit. We were fortunate enough to take down the showdown slate in PGA round 1, which spilled over into today. We had one guy who had 4 holes left to play going into today, that being John Perry, and he needed 2 birdies and 2 pars. And thanks to 3 just really, really good shots, he ended up getting there for us. So, as I like to say, with all the other MLB slates that we have to deal with today, it's always nice to have a hashtag cushion. So obviously, we're very, very happy about this. Okay. What we're going to do is something maybe a little different with the MLB slate. I will go over kind of who I like, but I want to use the portfolio manager tool to help build some lineups. But first, let me not get this folder. Let me at least share at least my thoughts on my projections and whatever, and then we'll get into some actual lineup builds here. 1 second. Sorry about this. MLB grid. Is that what I'm trying to pull up here? Hold on a second. No, this is not what I want because I need to pull up my stacks. Hold on 1 second. Just give me a second. And then we will get this done. Not MLB, not MLB, not MLB, and then show stacks. Okay, so I can't really share this particular screen that I have up, but I will share the impact of it, I guess. First of all, as far as stacks go, this afternoon, it looks as though my top stacks, if I had to go by projections, were going to be, boy, I guess Philly. Philly would be number. Oh, that's other stuff. I guess it would be Philly number 1. Let me actually pull up the slate again. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit unprepared. I don't know why this is. Why I'm all whatever here. Yeah, so it looks like Philly is going to be the number 1 projected stack. I mean, they're in Colorado. It certainly makes a lot of sense. Am I going to get to them given ownership constraints? We'll talk about that. And the next best one I have is the Dodgers. And again, that should not come as any real surprise. And then following that, looks like Colorado would be next, followed by Baltimore, Texas, and then a really, really big drop. So I would say Philly, Dodgers, Colorado, Baltimore, and Texas would be my main sources of stacks as far as that goes. When it comes to actual players, like for pitching, for example, I have I have 3 guys that really stand out among the rest, and they're not the guys you're seeing in this lineup here. It would be Dylan Cease, Mackenzie Gore, and Mitch Sheehan. Sheehan for the Dodgers. So, and I have all 3 of them ranked very, very close as far as my value score. So Cease, Gore, and Sheehan. And then you see a really big drop to guys like Valdez, Nola, and Will Warren. So if you were going to say hand build, like for example, like kicking it old school, you go maybe something like Cease with, I don't know, you want to go with Gore for now? and then see if you could play, I don't know. Again, we got to watch the weather over there, but I guess Baltimore would make some sense just because they're probably not going to be quite as high owned as some of these others. Philly's going to be really popular. Dodgers are always popular. Colorado's probably going to be somewhat popular. So maybe Baltimore would be the place to go there. And if I were going to have to pick like which guys to stack with, Beavers at 2,400 looks like would be good. Basalo at catcher. I'm just going off of my sheet here. And then we're going to have a little more fun and go into the actual portfolio manager. Gunnar Henderson, maybe Jeremiah Jackson. Again, this is all kind of silly because I'm probably going to end up letting either SaberSim portfolio manager just determine what I'm going to play anyway. And there's Tyler O'Neill. Would be the fifth part of the stack, presuming these guys all start and all bat where they're supposed to. So you could do this pretty easily. You get whatever you want, and then you can go play some high price dudes. So you could go play one of these like Schwarbers or or Harpers or whoever you want to play from that Colorado game if you want to play some one-offs like that. So I guess to answer your question, GPAM, who would my stack be for single entry? I mean, I guess it would have to be the Phillies, right? And that is the most likely one. So, I mean, if I were ever going to pick which Phillies I would have, again, if I'm just literally hand building a single entry, it would be like Adolis Garcia, who looks super cheap. He's going to be really popular, don't you think? But then Harper, and then can we afford all these guys? Let's just see. Trey, Turner. Mine would be Marsh and Crawford. So let's just see what that looks like. And then Crawford is how much? 27. So you could do this too. So this would probably be what it would look like. Some single entry thing. Cease and Gore, followed by these five dudes. Pick your favorite three from some other team, and you're kind of off to the races. Let's go into the Paydirt portfolio manager. Before I do that, I will share what my SaberSim builds are right now. Okay, because I want to compare what I would get when I use the Paydirt portfolio manager to what I get when I'm using my SaberSim process. Because again, I'm always continuing to test my process to see what, if anything, needs to be changed. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the same projections for both processes to see how the exposure differences kind of play out here. So using the kind of the standard, I don't say standard in like kind of a negative way, but my the process that I use, okay, I'll show you exactly what I have a guy that's out. Let's just see. Friedel and Benson are out. All right, let's just take care of that first. Take care of Friedel and Benson being out. And then what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what I'm in, because that's obviously very relevant. And then we'll look at the exposures here. So I'm playing one in the Mega 8s. I'm playing 100 in the bat flip, one in the ball 4, and one in the battery. And in that total exposure, I mean, pitching is exactly what I said, right? It's really reflecting the projection. So Cease, Gore, and Sheehan really dominate the proceedings. I mean, next ones would be Nola, Gray, Valdez. And when it comes to stack exposures, first of all, a couple of rules. I did put in, I only wanted 5-2, 5-3s, and 4s, and 4-4s. Again, that's just my own, OCD-ness, really demanding high correlation. So your mileage may vary, as it said. And then, I'm getting like a good amount of all of these kind of very chalky plays, a lot of Phillies, a lot of Dodgers. And I talked about this before. that when you use this portfolio plus mode on SaberSim, where you try to diversify your portfolio, you do end up, it seems, with an inordinate amount of this chalk. So I'm continuing to test to see if that's really the way you're supposed to do this. But again, what do I know? Maybe you are supposed to be playing more chalk than we think. You know, very possible. So what I'm going to do though is I'm going to put like the same info in to the Paydirt portfolio manager and see how things look different. So let's go to Paydirt portfolio manager. And we will start here. So we have this is all good. Let's select the contest, which is going to be the bat flip. And now we're going to be loading the contest pricing. And then you have to load the portfolio. So I am going to use like the 5,000 lineups that I built, okay, as kind of like the I don't know, the set of lineups I'm going to choose from. How about that? And we'll put this in here. Hopefully this works. Okay. And then a projection file. I hope this worked. Otherwise, I'll just use the Paydirt projections, but I want to kind of keep it clean. So I did create a template with this projections that I was going to use. And let's just see. Is this what it was? Yeah, Paydirt projections. Let's see if it accepts this. Sometimes it's a little finicky. So here, number one, I have to wait for this to stop. Okay, so that stopped. So I should be able to put in manage portfolio. And so now it's building all these things. Wait for the dude to stop again. And then what we want to do is we want to give myself the same thing. We want to give ourselves only, I think I did only build 5-man stacks anyway, so I don't think it's going to be much of an issue. So let's first take a look and see what, see all these 5-mans, 5-mans. These 4s are probably with 4 4s, right? So what I want to do is I want to analyze these and see what I got with the, using the portfolio manager. So let's analyze players first. But what I want to do is I want to do a maximum amount of lineups here. I only want to do 100 lineups. So let's do, how do we do this? Macro filter options, maybe? I only want 100 lineups, like the top 100. So, no, not this. Micro filter options. I only want to see the top 100 lineups. Micro filter options. Come on, Eric. Anybody want to help me here? All I want to do is I want to look at the top 100 of these. Row, recalculate. I don't want all of these. Crap. Stratify. Okay, let's stratify then. Oh, okay, great. So I'm only going to do 100 because I just want to do this for the lottery. Okay. So we'll stratify 100 and we'll do it again by diversity. This is what he liked to do before. And then we'll hit portfolio. And now we should be in business. Now here I'm seeing like all these are 4s. I imagine these are 4 4s, right? Because I don't think I even built any that were anything but. Yeah, so these are all 4 4s and a lot of 5s, which is fine. So let's first analyze the players. And 36% C. So let's Sheehan. That all makes sense. Still Dodgers. Phillies. So it doesn't look like it's getting too much difference. Let's take a look at the stacks though. Stack stats. and analyze stacks and see what we get here. Well, there it is. So here we are getting 25% Dodgers, then Philly, then Miami. So is this adding up to 100, by the way? It should be, right? 37, 47, 53, 58. Yeah. So it is somewhat different. And the reason why, I guess, is because we stratified based on diversity. So we wanted to kind of, get a lot of different variations here. So maybe for the lottery, this is what I'm going to do. I'm trying to tweak my process here. And maybe this is really what I'm supposed to do. I'll go for the full 25% Dodgers. And then, just I'll be a little less on, I guess it was the Colorado side, I suppose. That was the real difference. Let's go back to Saberson here. No, see, this is a little different. It's much less Philly using Portfolio Manager. So what I could do instead of let's do something else. Let's stratify with something else then. Instead of diversity, let's stratify with like weighted ownership. And we'll do that and see how that looks. And let's analyze stacks again. Just waiting on the results, I guess, from up here, I suppose. Yeah, oh yes, it's still you see that dude kind of exercising up there? And we sort of have to wait. I have to reset the portfolio again. Well, maybe not. Let's see. No, actually, it looks like we should get rid of that thing from the bottom. So now here, I guess it is sort of similar, right? 24% here. So I do have to reset the portfolio. So how do we do this? Let's go to portfolio export.
I was told to come save you on the Portfolio Manager.
Where am I?
I don't know. I was told to come save you in the Discord.
Oh, yeah. So I was stratified. Now I want to re-stratify with something else. And they said I have to reset the portfolio.
Yeah. Okay. So are you trying to save the lineups that you stratified first?
I didn't do anything yet. I was just looking at them.
Okay. So yeah, you'd go up and reset the portfolio.
Where's that?
Up.
Up here.
Yep. There you go.
Crap. So
if you want to save the first, if you want to save the stratification that you just did, go to New Base Setting, which is one of those three buttons to the yep, right there, and then you can save this as the stratification that you just did.
And save current as base.
Yep.
Okay.
And then you'll reset back to default. And then you can do another stratification and then save that. And then you can compare.
Load selected base?
Yes. Yeah.
But everything else has been saved still, right? Okay. So now I want to let's re-stratify again. I did it with diversity. Now I want to do it with weighted ownership.
Okay.
So I think maybe I did it already, but let's just see. Okay, so under, where do I find this thing? Stratify, right? Here? No.
Stratify, under presets. There you go.
Weighted ownership, right? Just leave it like this?
Yep.
Maybe I did this already then. Let's try it.
There you go. So there's your diversity trim.
Well, I just want to make sure there's nobody exercising in the top right there. Okay. So let's hit analyze stacks.
Yep.
I'm going to look up here, see if anybody's exercising. Yes.
Yep. Are you ready for the first core slate of the year?
Yeah, looks that way. Yeah, so it's interesting. So when I stratified with diversity, I got a little bit different. When then this is stratifying with weighted ownership, and I'm getting this. So again, it's back to a best that's what I'm looking for. Best practices policy of what's the best way to stratify nowadays.
So it really depends. I went through this with a user a couple days ago, and I was explaining to them because they asked me like, oh, well, what's the best thing to stratify on? And the answer is it depends on the slate, and it depends on the context, and it depends on what you're trying to do. So what I told him was, I'm going to go back and find it. Let's see.
No, and the reason why I stratified, by the way, is honestly, I was seeing a list of like 1,000 because I uploaded like 5,000 lineups, whatever.
Yeah.
And I ran it, managed portfolio, and all I wanted to do was just see the top 150, 100. I didn't know how to do that.
Oh, I mean the top 150 by median?
Yeah, by whatever. I mean, by anything.
Okay. So, I mean, if you...
Or is that not something to do? Like, when I said that, they said, oh, just hit stratify. And then...
Well, when you load it, it should load. If you use your portfolio and your projections...
No, it did, but what it did was when I was getting the percentages, it's the percentages based on all 5,000.
Ah, yes. Okay. So you just want to see what your top 150 would be?
Right. So here's my project. My project is I build my stuff with SaberSim, right?
Uh-huh.
And so I said, okay, and this is what I got using my normal process of SaberSim. So you know what? Let me start with the 5,000 I started with the SaberSim and bring the same projections over to Paydirt Portfolio Manager and see what type of exposures I get using some of the tools within Portfolio Manager.
Right. So, I mean, would you just want to go back down to 150 lineups then? Or 100 lineups?
I want to just do 100, but it's saying lineups to produce 100 this way.
Yeah.
I guess I can do that, right? I mean, I'm trying my best to figure out the best way to use this.
So again, the stratification here, let me go through the things that stratification does, right? So if you stratify on diversity, it affects the proximity of your core, how spread out your core is. Okay. So if you want 100 lineups with based on the core of players, you use diversity. If you want to do it on volatility, having lineups that are more or less volatile, you do it on weighted ownership. If you want to do it on expected value, you do it on lineup edge. And if you want to do it on variance, you do it on finish percentile.
Well, let's do this then. So I'm in kind of a spicy mood. Okay.
Okay.
I don't want my chalk. I want to get some expected value. I want to fly a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
So I presume that means that I should stratify under lineup edge.
Yes. Yep. That would be right.
So if I did that, I'll just do here, and then what do I throw in here?
So for sample range, if you just want the lineups that are the highest lineup edge,
yeah,
you would do 50 to 100 for the sample range.
Just like this.
There you go. Absolutely agree. I should add that to a little hover, what I just said. So there you go. Now those are only going to be positive edge lineups and stratified and spread out based on that. Now, however, you just did a stratification of a stratification. So reset back to default and
reset portfolio again, right? Okay,
yeah.
Let's see. Reset portfolio back to selected base, right?
Yep, to default. Yep.
And now hit portfolio again.
Yep.
Well, once this allows me.
Once it loads, yeah. Okay, there you go.
Oh, I see. Okay.
There you go.
And now, once again, we'll hit analyze stacks.
And now you still might have chalk here, right?
Well, that's fine. But listen, if I get chalk, then I get chalk. But I want to at least have a process in there that if there's chalk to not get. You know what I mean? Like if I get it, then I get it. I don't care. So once again, yeah, I'm getting they're just really just cramming all this Dodgers and Philly in my face. So I guess I should probably learn my lesson and just play them, I suppose.
Those are just the best plays today. I would be hard pressed to get off of Philly with the way that this slate is priced.
Okay. All right. And that's sort of what I went over. Let me just take a look at the players just for the hell of it. Let me just see if the player analysis. Analyze players. And let me see about pitch. Yeah, it's the same pitcher. Cease and Sheehan and Gore.
Yeah, okay. Those are the three.
So unfortunately, guys, today is just going to be one of those days.
Yep.
You know, that you're going to play two of those three between Cease, Gore, and Sheehan, and some variation of Dodgers Phillies. That's just going to be the way it is. And just rest assured that there's like a FanDuel slate at 7:30 and another DK slate at 9:45.
There is. Yeah, FanDuel has 3 5-game slates today. They split up, which is fine.
It's a little crazy. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to do is kind of at least first of all show that I could like upload the stuff, which I was able to do. And now at least I know how to use this and do the multiple stratifications. Maybe if I'm back, I'll do it for FanDuel later when I have all that set up. But again, I'm learning like everybody's learning. Actually, I'm learning much slower, I guess, than everybody's learning. But I'm learning. Remember, I'm older. It takes me a little longer to learn. But I'm doing it. So again, as far if you came here for plays, this is the easy one. It's like those 3 pitchers I mentioned, those 2 stacks I mentioned, actually built like here. I mean, like you want to play something, go play this. Go play exactly this and pick your 3 favorite others, and then you'll probably be duped by 700,000 people. But this is the way you play single entry, I guess. I wouldn't even know where to start. I mean, you want to play Colorado? Sure, that makes some sense. You know, Colorado is a good pivot. Baltimore, they're good. And then pretty much anybody you play that's not Philly or Dodgers is going to be low owned, but I don't know. I will say this:
you have to the thing you got to be worried about in single entry. You can't play Cease, Sheehan, Philly, Colorado. You can't play that combo. That's going to be like the hardest thing. That it just has no relative value.
Okay.
I think you have to get off of if you get off of Sheehan, I think that you're probably okay.
Well, it's not enough to just go to Gore, though, right? I mean,
I mean.
Oh, you think Sheehan's going to be that much more popular than Gore? Okay.
I think Sheehan will be the most popular player on the slate.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But yeah, Cease, Gore, Philly, Colorado is also probably pretty tough to eat. Just go over and use the pivot finder. Like go show the models again and go to let's show the range of outcomes. And I'll show people how to find their pivot off of Sheehan. So go to the pivot finder and click on the actions over on the right for Sheehan. That's similar over there. Okay. So there are no results found. So click the X in that top right of the gold one. Now do the same thing with Cease. Okay, no pivots to be found there. Okay, click the X again, and then do it with Gore. Sort that by small. Oh yeah, you can do that. And then remove the GOR that you just typed into that because it's still doing that for those. So there's no pivots to be found really at any of the chalk SPs.
So basically, you should be focusing on the later slates, I guess.
or it makes sense as well. Okay, we don't think that there are any real pivots off of the pitchers, so pivot at your stack instead and play Dodgers instead of Phillies.
Right.
And that's probably the answer that you can make in small field as well. So that's what you got to do. Find a way to get off of one of the 3 or 4 super chalk pieces and just play that, right?
Couple again announcements for those people that are here. Again, I'm gonna get to the MMA stuff. It's just I'm just a little busy, but I'll get to it tonight at some point. Everybody watch for the NASCAR stuff. That's coming around. There's a slate tonight. The trucks in like 4 hours. I don't think the grid's up yet, but after that, projections and all that stuff will come up pretty quickly. And then again, multiple MLB slates, NBA, the Xfinity or whatever it's called now is tomorrow for NASCAR. You have what I'm pumped is you have a full 5-game freaking LCK LPL slate tonight.
Finally,
yeah,
back.
So I'm pumped for that. I'll probably catch as usual, maybe like the last match or something like that, the last 1 or 2, because I'll sleep through the others.
Question here really quick. Do you set the max finish percentage and min edge from default before you start stratifying? Sometimes. Depends on the sport. I do it for NFL and I do it for NBA, but I don't necessarily do it for MLB. I'm fine with having some kind of shitty lineups in my group of my portfolio, just as a hedge. So depends on the sport though.
All right. So by the way, and again, for those of you that congratulated me, again, I ran very, very purely this morning. And it's always fun to get there in literally the most variant form of DFS there is, that being like PGA Showdown. I mean, like,
and some fucking no-name golfer, Josh Perry or whatever the fuck his name is.
Hey, man, no-name golfer is T2, I think. So,
so good.
No, I think I've lost plenty of money playing on Perry. I think I'm still not even on him yet. So don't worry. Again, when you play DFS, like the more you get into like who these people are, like the worse you're going to be. They're just not even people. I mean, they're not golfers. They're not even people. They're not even like human beings. I mean, they're just not even organisms. They're just data points on a freaking spreadsheet. That's really all it is. And unfortunately, that's what I've become since I started playing the sport. So someone that thinks that way. Anyway, everybody, please check out Paydirt. They're definitely one of the more unique DFS sites there is. I mean, and believe me, I've tried them all. I literally, and I'm not saying anything's better, worse, indifferent, or whatever. It's definitely, if you need a change and you need a different way of looking at things. I mean, there's things that are on Paydirt that are just nowhere else. The portfolio manager is unlike anything else. It does an amazing job specifically with MMA. Like if you like MMA, and that's getting better. Like James actually just started fiddling with MMA, and just the things you could do as far as like dupe projections with MMA, it's super. And the more that I learn, I'm telling you how to use this portfolio manager tool even better. I mean, listen, I've run like freaking Usain Bolt like for a while now. I mean, I think I'm going to get even better once I really learn how to use this stuff well. So, we shall see. I'm going to get out of here. Good luck, and hope to see you guys. What did they say at the top of the leaderboard? Good luck, everybody.